can I come here real quick? Hey, boy.
Well, hello. Happy Sunday. It's championship or Saturday. Happy Saturday. Sorry. I'm getting my days all mixed up. Happy championship Saturday. It has been a busy day, a good day, and man, a lot of good fishing going on. And man, I tell you, it's sitting back and watching this all occur. I think it was over 6 weeks ago we had a 128 angler bracket, and it comes down to today. And so it's awesome. I mean, that's a lot to manage. It's a lot to broadcast. It's a lot. I mean, so many stories happen through this bracket, and not only just stories, but I talked to a couple guys today, and the relationships that were built through just facing each other or facing whatever, and just figuring out. Sorry, that's my dog. Sorry about that. But, just going through and, go through the bracket and everything else and trying to get the stories out. And I think we did the best job we could to get that done. And I think it's been good. It's been a lot of fun. And, man, I tell you, you get to meet so many people virtually. Hopefully I'll get a chance to meet them on the road as well. I do want to reach out and tell you guys to pray for one of our own, Mr. Sherman Bishop. I talked to him today, and if you could keep him in your prayers, he's got double lung pneumonia and the coronavirus, COVID-19. And, man, we just need to reach out as a community, write him a message, tell him how much we appreciate him, how much, we're as a community, and tell him that, we're he's in our thoughts and prayers, man. As I said, he looked pretty rough today, but hopefully he'll get back to health and get back to fishing and all that stuff. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun for sure. So really good stuff. So all right, let's get our anglers on the phone real quick. Sorry, not our anglers, but Todd and Marcus on the phone, and let's see what they have to say. All right, let's see if we can get them on here. They are coming up, hopefully.
Here's the diagram.
I think we can hear you guys. I have a bad habit not turning your mics on, but
Is my mic's on?
yeah, it's on. We're good.
What's up?
Gentlemen, how are you doing? Thanks for holding down the fort today during the broadcast. Hope you guys are doing well.
Championship Saturday.
Championship Saturday, exactly, man. It's man, here we are. I mean, just think about it, guys. Look, we've been doing this now since basically the end of March is when we started planning this. We had a 64 angler bracket in April and a 128 angler bracket here in May. And we're in the middle of June. And this is it, man. This is all. And then we have a team event starting next week. But, man, can you imagine? I mean, that's 192, is that right? 194 person bracket all through this run at KBBT. And, we were talking to several people. Just it's been awesome, man. I'll be honest with you. Went out to dinner with some great guys that competed in the KBBT bracket, from the KBF event. We had a great fellowship. Enjoyed every bit of it. I mean, it's just, we were just talking about fishing, man. We didn't care a thing in the world. Didn't talk about politics. Didn't talk about any of the mess going on. Nice? We talked about fishing, and it was so refreshing. It was awesome.
That's nice.
It was great.
It's nice when you have an outlet like kayak bass fishing to to get away from what's going on, even in your personal life and in the world, and to get away from the news and just to go out and relax. Like Doc Acosta said, this is like therapy, like legit therapy.
It is legit therapy.
And
although I was about ready to, be untherapeutic, not only catching again one fish in the tournament today, it was brutal, man. It's the first fish curse, man. Potomac River got my butt again. I'm so disappointed, but it's not about me.
I don't know, but to stay there and lighten the mood a little bit. I mean, do we just call you One Fish Greg, or what do we do here?
Well, you call it first fish. You call it first fish Greg. I again put the first fish on the board.
You did that. Yes, you did that.
Yeah, I put the first fish on the board 6 minutes in again. That's two times in a row with the KBF trail event, and it wound up being a complete curse. So
and your buddy Greg Oaks put up big bass to the tournament 10 minutes later.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
So, did you hear the team names me and Todd chose if you and him would have teamed up in this team's tournament?
It's got to be something losers. I don't know.
My favorite one was #NoLimits.
Yeah,
I kind of agree with you.
I said no limit soldiers, all kinds of things,
Yeah,
so.
yeah. See, I got fans out there. People are like, Greg, at least one fish is better than none fish, no fish, right? I did do no fish. I did get skunked the first time I was on the bracket, so I've covered it all. So I don't know. I don't get it, man. It's I
think whenever I'm in a tournament, if it bites, it counts. That's what I have to go with here.
I fished so terrible today, man. I mean, I missed 4, caught 1, and had a monster snakehead on. I wish I had it on air, man. That thing was a monster, and then it got off at the yak. So hey, so be it. But we're not out there for catching snakeheads. We're out there bass fishing. So, but again, congratulations to Mike Hosky from here in Stafford. He got on a good bite. A jig bite, and wound up taking the victory today. Good for him. Congratulations. So our boy John Mayhews took second, and Derek Brundle took third. So good fishing out of those boys, man. Good stuff. And I talked to John Mayhews today, and he said KBBT, the tournament that he took on Robert Brown and the other guys, helped him compete in this tournament because he was in tournament mode. He got his spots, and it helped him definitely compete for sure. So, and he was serious about it. These guys are in tournament mode already, man. I mean, they're ready. I mean, this bracket's definitely helped some people. Look at Corey Dreyer leading the Hobie event, 91 inches.
No, he's second.
Oh, he's second now. Who
he got passed? He got passed. There was a guy out of Alabama that ended up passing with 91 3/4.
Okay, and then Arlie is there too. I saw that.
Arlie Minton.
Yeah, Arlie Minton. Yep.
Siddiqui had big bass of the tournament that I know of. He's sitting right there in striking range at like 83 inches or something like that. So he's right there in striking range. If you go and look at that Hobie event, big names all the way through the top 20. I mean, almost every other person you read is a big name.
That's great, man. That's awesome. I mean, that's a solid series, man. I mean, that's a fun series to fish, and they do it right. And it's good. It's good to see the big names do well. Also, hey, I want to make an announcement too. We have a special broadcaster who's going to help us broadcast the team tournaments for the next couple weeks. You ready for his name?
I think I know who it is.
It's Mr. Sherman Bishop. He can't fish it, but he wants to be a part of it, so he's going to help broadcast the KBBT event. So I reached out to him and let him know that he still wants to be a part of it. He's dying to fish. He can't fish, but the next best thing to do is to talk about fishing. So he's going to be on our broadcast team, helping us broadcast the team event. So I think that's pretty cool.
We need him to heal up, right? Isn't he the one that you said sick?
Yeah. Yep.
So
he's good enough to talk.
Sherman, get better and beat that thing, brother. And we're all rooting for you and praying for you, man.
Hey, congratulations to Bobby Big Gun Morin for winning the big bass for the May bracket. $520 payout for him. Good for him.
He said that I was able to keep that money for him and give it to him next time I saw him, and I've never met the guy, so it might be a long time before I see him.
Well, too bad it's already been paid out to the man, so you'll have to get that money back from him. So, but
congratulations, though, Bobby. Awesome fish, brother. That was awesome.
Yeah.
And that 110-inch bag, didn't that earn him something too?
Well, we are going to talk about something here real quick, and I'm going to get our friends Mr. Charner Williams on the phone and have him talk about what they are doing for the tournament. Let's see if he's joining in. And he's joined. Charner Williams.
What's going on, guys?
How are you doing?
I thought I seen the last of that old dude.
I'm actually at some friend's house. We're going to be grilling some backstrap here in a little bit, and
I'm on my way. I'm on my way. What's the address?
probably far from where you're at.
Is it Chris Delgado's house with the fire ring?
It is not. But that is cool, isn't it?
That thing is cool. Definitely.
No
doubt.
Well, just enjoying it, man. And I gotta get out a little bit this morning and fish with the wife. She's doing the team tournament next weekend with us. She's fishing with my father-in-law, so try to get her out there on some fish and get her practicing measuring and stuff. So
Yeah.
it was nice to relax and not have a lot of pressure on me.
That's awesome, man.
I gotta ask you about that. So, how are you gonna feel if your father-in-law and wife go ahead and you and Matt lose?
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and tell you. The last tournament my wife and I fished was out in East Texas on Lake Tyler, and she caught like 6.8 pounder and had the big bass of the tournament and kind of outfished me that day pretty bad. So
Wow.
it wouldn't surprise me.
Hey, I think that's awesome, man. I mean, I'm not going to bust your tail about that. I think that's fantastic. I can't even get my wife to put a toe in the water, let alone on a kayak. So it's phenomenal.
Getting her on the kayak is what is kind of, she's a little worried because she can't stand up and set the hook, or it's a little tougher for her not having the balance of being on a boat. But she's getting the hang of it. We got her a good kayak, and so she's practicing.
I gotta brag about my wife. She will float the river at night in a kayak, standing up, shooting aerial carp as they come out of the water.
Oh, that's awesome.
She's straight Amazonian.
Well, let me tell you the secret. I've been married now for 20 years, and the secret to that is plastic. I have a plastic boat. I go out. She takes my plastic credit cards, and she goes shopping.
My wife hates spending money.
That's right. That's a winner.
You guys all got wives and girlfriends, and I ain't got nothing.
I have a feeling your girlfriend's name is going to be Wendy.
If anybody loves Todd, it's got to be the Wendy's folks.
It's Wendy.
Hey, I was looking. I don't have Wendy's.
Oh,
but
gosh.
I do got. You know what? How about this segment's brought to you by Tums.
Oh,
if you have acid reflux or you have indigestion, eat your Tums today.
Hey, that's my sponsor after being out on the water and eating nothing but oatmeal cream pies.
Well, Charter, let's talk about Trinity Rods, man. You were with us from the beginning, man, and you came to me in the very beginning, said you like to do something for this bracket, and you said that you were willing to give a custom-made rod, valued of almost $300, to the winner that had the biggest bag throughout the bracket. And I'll tell you, the bag that we had several huge bags. But you talk about what you wanted to do, man, and you talk about who the winner is.
I wanted to give back to those guys that had a really good day. Live event, you have a really good day, you win a lot of money. Here you have a good day, you might get eliminated the next week. So, it's give and take pretty good. So I wanted to donate a rod and build a custom rod for whoever it was that had the biggest bag, because 128 anglers, 5 weeks of fishing, multiple double days in there. And man, I mean, there's just a lot of people fishing a lot of days. And so having the biggest bag out of all those days and all those fishermen definitely says something about the day you had. And I just wanted to kind of reward that guy, because I know that I figured the guy that had the biggest bag probably wasn't going to win the whole thing.
And it never happens.
We have our 3 best bags on week 1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like 110, 106, and I think 105 that day.
206s.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just nuts, and I kind of figured nobody was going to touch that 110. So, I mean, of course, the winners, Bobby Morin.
Bobby Morin.
Roll Tide. Yes, sir.
He's going to get reached out by me, and me and Matt will get him a rod together, whatever rod he wants, color, length, whatever setup he wants, and whatever kind of fishing he likes to do. We'll get him set up right, and get that rod mailed out to him. So
that's awesome, man.
He wants an ultralight with a Zebco on it.
Hey, that's fine. I'll go to Walmart and pick him one up and mail it to him. That'll be easy on me.
Hey, listen, how can people reach out to you, man, on Facebook or social media or whatever, man? How can they get hold of you?
Yeah, we have the website, trinitycustomrods.com, but and as you guys know, social media kind of runs everything now. So reach out on Facebook, Trinity Custom Rods, and find us. Follow Matt for interests on there. Find him if you're not friends with him. And me, Charner Williams, and we get you on the right track and get you a custom rod built. I mean, if you got a custom rod built, I know there's several guys in the tournaments that build rods. Reach out to any of them, man. It's kind of a game changer once you get a custom rod built, because you go down to the store and there's 10 rods on the shelf and you're trying to pick the perfect one for what you want to do. And I mean, we have a choice of 100 different lengths and, 100 different grips. And I mean, the options are endless. So get at least one custom rod built from somebody, and you'll probably never go back to factory rods.
That's right, man. It's a game changer for sure. Yeah. For sure.
Yes.
I love the rods that I had Trinity rods built for me. And I tell you what, I'm bound and determined all I need to take is 2 rods at this point.
I'll tell you, Marcus got on some frogfish for a little bit down here in Texas. And so I said, man, you need a frog rod. And we got him a rod, and hopefully he's liking that frog rod. I feel like our frog rods are some of the best out there. So
that's awesome.
Me and Matt, rods that we built him. So having the rod.
You just got a new like from me, brother. I went into Trinity Custom Rods on Facebook. It's easy to find everybody. Go in there, hit that like button, spread the word. These guys are good men down in Texas wanting to do give back to the sport. So let's go support them, and everybody go and give them a like and maybe get a little something from them.
Yeah, it doesn't take that much common sense. Obviously, they're a faith-based organization, good men of God, that support good stuff. So I'm 100% behind it, bro.
And guys, I want to, before I get off here, I know y'all got a lot of stuff y'all are going to talk to and people you're going to talk to in the next hour or so. But, man, I just want to say I appreciate everything you guys do. And I know I talked to Marcus several times on the phone, and Greg talked to you a couple times. And Todd, I know you're driving all the time and trying to do this. But, but man, you guys put in so much time and work. I can't even upload a video to Instagram hardly. And you guys are editing and making videos and really put all the anglers. So I really appreciate that, man. That's a huge help for all these guys, all the sport, and it's just going to keep bigger. So y'all's job's going to get that much harder. So
we have great people that volunteer and just take in their time and say, hey, I want to be a part of this. How can I help? And look, the best thing I can do is designate, because we can't do it all, and we have great people behind us, and just people with passion for the sport. And it's been awesome, man. Passion outweighs talent any day. I don't care. We might not be the best, and we're not the smartest, and we're not the best, with all this technology stuff and everything else. We're just passionate about fishing, man. We're trying to put something together, have fun with it. You know what I mean?
Man, I got to give all credit to Greg. I mean, I got a 35-minute lesson on this and jumped straight into it. But I gotta give it to Greg. Greg keeps the rest of us in line and on track. And when one of us has a really squirrely idea, he's quick to say that's not going to work, and I'll tell you why. And we're like, oh, that makes sense. So Greg keeps us in line, and he runs a pretty good organization. I think we're just lucky to be a part of it, and lucky to have the anglers and contenders that we have.
Yeah, man, I'm just happy I got in early when we did and got in on the first couple tournaments, because, man, I assume that more and more people are going to be doing this, and it's going to get to a point where it's almost going to be impossible to even be in that top 16 at some point. So, man, I'm just real happy that I got to be a part of this. And, man, I really appreciate all the work that you three have done and everybody else that put in on it.
Well, thank you, buddy. Listen, we appreciate it, man. Trinity Rods on Facebook. Go look him up. And it's, man, Charter, thank you for donating that, man. It's nice, and I'm sure Bobby will absolutely love it. And that guy knows a lot of people, man. He's got a lot of followers, so I'm sure he'll give you a hookup. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
So I'm going to have to get on there, and I'm going to shoot him a message and get in contact with him. And whenever he gets it built, I'm sure he'll get on there and talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, man, that's great, man. Good stuff.
Yeah, Charter,
Thank you,
Charner,
buddy.
thanks for you and Matt and what you guys did, and thanks for coming on and sticking your neck out and believing in us and believing in the product that KBBT is. So, thank you as well. So,
Yeah, well, awesome. I appreciate it, guys, and we'll see you in a few days when we start the team stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's going to be a blast. Take care, bud.
Bye, guys.
See ya.
Hey, Gene Bohannon says, hey, man, I need to go full screen with all that big head stuff that people are pumping up. Is that big enough for you, man? He's like, your head's getting big with all those compliments. I'm like, okay, there's my big head. So, all right, let's get our anglers on. You ready?
Yep.
Let's do it. Let's get our anglers on. This is what this whole thing's about. These two.
I like the orange shirt, Marcus. It matches your beard perfect, bro.
Hey, bro, look, I'm going bow fishing tonight. I picked the longest sleeve freaking shirt I can find. It's about
Mr. Baker.
What's going on, gentlemen?
Hey, buddy. How you doing, man?
What's up, bud?
I'm doing all right. How are you guys?
Good, man. We're doing good. We're trying to get Mr. Doug Wilson on here. Let's see. Hopefully he can. He said he was having problems with his Skype today. I'm not sure.
He also got to watch a NASA launch from the water.
Oh, that's right. There was an internet thing that was doing it. Doug Wilson joined. Doug Wilson left.
All right. How are you guys?
Good. Back.
Oh, there he is. Okay.
Yep.
Gentlemen.
How are we doing?
What? Hey, we're doing great, man. We're doing great. You know, anytime that you have a day on the water, it's fantastic.
Yeah, no, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Looks like two of you guys got a bunch of sun today. Look at that.
Yeah, no. It was
Another layer of red.
It's cloudy out our way, but still, it doesn't take much.
You got it, though, Doug. You got
I
it.
don't see the sun.
So, guys, I have to tell you, I have to ask you this question: are you guys ready for this thing to be over?
I'm going to sleep good tonight. I know that.
Sure,
I'm going
you
to sleep
are.
in tomorrow.
My gosh, I mean, this is a grind, man. I mean, this is like, you know, I feel tired for you guys. You know what I mean? It's not easy. It's not easy. And you know, talking to Conrad, today, and he had a great interview. If you missed it, he had a great interview. He was talking about what it's like to be in his position, and you know, only Conrad and Matt Frenchers understands what it means to get to this level, this far, and you know, the mental and the physical and the spiritual aspect of this sport. Man, it'll wear you out, man. I mean, it does. I mean, you're constantly thinking, you're rethinking, you're second guessing yourself. You're like, you know, just trying to plan everything out, and then you try to execute your plan, and then when the plan doesn't work, you're going plan B, C, D, and E. And man, I tell you, by the end of the day, man, you're like, oh gosh, man. And you guys have been doing this now, what, 7 straight? This is the 8th, right? I think this is. Let's see, no, 7. This is the 7th matchup you guys have had, and man, I just want to applaud your endurance. I mean, that's. I mean, amazing.
I think we lost Jeremy, or Jeremy's froze or something.
Okay. He'll call back. He'll call back in. But, yeah, I mean, Doug, I mean, yeah, we're just talking about the endurance, you know, you guys. I mean, it's legit. I mean, 10 hours a day, 7 times, 70 hours, man. That's a lot.
Yeah. Well, and then you got to take pre-fishing in there too.
True.
Don't forget that most of us blast out on the water 1 or 2 days, just kind of having a sneak around. I don't know what Jeremy did, but I think I was out Monday and Wednesday or Tuesday or something. I think it may be only 1 day on this one, but the other one I think I went Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then back out again Tuesday, and then I took Wednesday, Thursday, Friday off, just starting to overwhelm a guy. But I think pretty sure, Jeremy, you were out there for a little bit, weren't you?
Yeah, I actually took Thursday off of work and probably should have worked because it blew so bad I didn't get much fishing in at all. But I did get a chance to get out yesterday a little bit. But, yeah, I mean, each week it's been a day here, a day there, whatever you can get out in the water and pre-fish a little bit. You take advantage of that.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Doug, let's start with you, man. You know, you had a really good pre-fishing week. Let's just be honest, man. 3 of us, you know, we didn't pick you this past week, and it lit a fire under your butt for sure. From the pre-fishing pictures,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, look, you were so angry, you made your own rod, the KBBT rod, and then you got a Final Four catch board, and I'll show them. I'm going to fish with their rod, and I'm going to go out there and catch 100. You know what I mean? It was something else, man. But you went to new waters. You used chatterbaits. You caught your first fish on chatterbait. You put up like 108 inches. I mean, you had a really determined week this week. I mean, let's go into your mental mindset. You know, going into this week, what was your thought process? And you know, did you change anything? Or did you just use the same routine? What did you do going into this week?
No, I think I just tried to kind of stay cool with it all. You know, try not to get it too big in a guy's head where you know he can't sleep at night. Just calm with it. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
just trying to be cool with it. I mean, this is I'm trying to pick stuff out of it, you know, to be honest with you, not forget about the winning or the losing. You try to pick stuff out of it that makes you a better angler. And this whole series, like I said, it's put me in some pretty uncomfortable spots. And I'm sure there's a lot of guys that are, I mean, I'm an online guy primarily. I mean, probably 75 to 80% of my fishing is all done online. So this has really challenged the guy to how do you get this done in 10 hours? You know, you go out, you be pretty comfortable while you're pre-fishing, no pressure on a guy. You just kind of go where you want, and there's no consequences to it. And you get out there on the water like today, well, let's see, do I go here? Do I go there? It all has consequences.
Right.
And then you just, so again, it really, you know, mentally it builds you, like you said, spiritually it builds you because you're, you know, all those things. It makes you better. All of these guys that I fished against, I mean, every one of them has made me a better angler. Even the guys that I don't fish against, because I watch what, you know, again, we listen to them and what their comments are when you guys interview them. So we learn, guys like myself who don't do this kind of thing, you know, the live wire stuff a whole lot. How do we get better at it? Well, man, I'll tell you what, it's been eye-opening. And again, the folks that you meet and you talk to, just even the guys that I regularly fish with, just awesome. Absolutely awesome.
Yeah, it is cool. I talked to Joe Douglas today. I was kind of planning my trip out, and we were talking about this lake that he wanted to go to, and he said, yeah, I fished this lake, and he goes, it's basically all smallmouth. He goes, I'm really not a real smallmouth guy, but he contacted Jonathan Pepin, and he got some tips from Jonathan Pepin about smallmouth fishing, and he went out to that lake and caught his personal best the next day. I mean, that's so cool, man. You know, I mean, that's what this is about, man. It's not about, you know, beating the crap out of each other. That's part of it. But it's learning, you know, getting to know one another, camaraderie, and making friends for life, man. And again, learning from one another, man. It's just great. Jeremy, going into it, my friend, this week, man, you know, you had a changes of conditions, man, from what, you know, from last week to this week. You had a big that hurricane came up in that whatever, it was a tropical storm at the time. You wound up having like 40, 50 mile an hour winds in Chicago, and I think 40 mile an hour winds in Detroit, and man, it just blew your water up and down. And you know, there had to be a lot of variables that you were looking at, you know, like, oh my goodness, you know, are the bass going to be on the beds? You know, if they're not on the beds, you know, where am I going to go? Is the water still clean? I mean, what was your thought process? I mean, you had to jumble literally a washing machine through this week.
Yeah. Wednesday we had, you know, a storm come through, and it kind of changed it. It made my whole week a little bit different. I had to break things up and change my game plan completely. And then even having that game plan, it changed again. I mean, it's been blowing since Wednesday. It's turned up all my water. You know, a couple of my spots today that I was hoping to get to that I know I had fish there, it didn't pan out. It was still turned up. It was chocolate, you know, water, and made things tough. So And my week went a little bit different. I wasn't as calm and cool because I know this was happening. Cold front today. I mean, it was low 60s today here.
Wow.
Where it's been a lot warmer, and that northeast wind blew all day, and it just changed everything up. And no excuses. I mean, you got to go and you got to adapt. And I made some changes today. It took me a while. I had a good fish that I spent too much time on this morning. I really needed them though. I was hoping to get out of my first spot by 8 o'clock this morning, 8:30 at the latest. It was almost 10 before I bailed on him, and it was hard to do because he was a 20 plus.
Jeez.
Yeah.
And that's more of a confidence builder too, man. That's momentum.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, you could sit there and fish for an hour and maybe not get bit. When here you are, you have, the kind of fish you're going to need for today. To get through, and that didn't work out, and I ended up going to my second spot. It was dirty. I left there immediately, went to the third spot, and took me a bit of time to get on some fish, and the first two that I caught I lost right at the kayak.
Yeah. Wow.
It was just the way it was going for me today, but I did get an 18 after that, thinking I was still on them. And basically turned into a dink fest after that.
Yeah. Well, here's what we're gonna do, man. We're gonna go ahead and announce the winner here, and we're gonna talk to both of you about your days as it goes on. But the second award winner here, the KBBT champion, the Rodney Kinnan Award winner for the 128 angler bracket in May, came down to Jeremy Baker and Doug Wilson. And the winner, taking home the trophy and the cash, is going to be Mr. Doug Wilson, is the KBBT Rodney Award winner. Doug Wilson, you win, my friend, 101.25 inches to Jeremy's 84 inches.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Doug, congratulations, man.
Unmute him.
Oh, let me see here. Let me try to unmute you. He's gonna do it.
Doug, that is amazing. 101 and a quarter, brother. I told you guys I said it was going to be a race to 101, and then I backed it off to 100. So we were right there, Doug, man. You did good, man. That's awesome. Jeremy, and awesome.
Doug, your phone's muted, buddy.
He's got to unmute.
You got to touch your phone, get your screen, and hit the little mic thing.
There you go. You're on mute.
There you go.
There
you go.
Sorry, guys.
That's okay. Yep. Congratulations, Doug.
Yeah, you betcha. No, thanks, fellas.
Awesome.
It was kind of close to the place where I wanted to start fishing. I got that nice 24 on Tuesday when I put up 108. Got close to that spot. And the water wasn't quite deep enough, and it was still pretty dark, to start punching. So I thought, we'll go give the chatterbait a try. Third cast in, 22. Just crazy. Really a spot I hadn't even fished it before. Just kind of come out. It was a nice open little area.
Yeah. Kind
of surrounded by mats. Like I say, about third cast in, whack, and I'm like, wow. This thing actually does catch big fish.
That's a great point. Jeremy, when you saw that, I'm sure you saw that big fish being put on the board. I mean, did that change your mindset? I mean, was that keeping you on that fish for that longer time because you knew you needed that fish after you threw that up?
Yeah, I mean, I knew I needed that fish anyway. I really didn't want to leave without it.
Right.
And I had to. I mean, I opened up with the 19.5, which I knew was a good one. But this one is one I really needed to stay in the thing. Mm-hmm. So it was kind of disappointing that I hate to leave a fish like that, but then again, I could have spent the whole day there and, never even got a bite from them in the first place. So
Well, I have to
one
tell
of those
you,
calls they had to make.
I have to tell you, man, Doug put up 95 inches, and then you had one 19.5 inch. And I have to commend you, man, for coming back, because, I mean, you literally changed everything today. And you grinded, you had tough conditions, you did everything you could, and you made us, like, have conversation. You know what I mean? You were up there, like, 85 inches or 84 inches, and like, oh, man, you know what I mean? Because, that smallmouth fishery comes in bunches, and, man, you made it interesting, man.
The whole time, if I could get into the right ones, I could make a go at it. I mean, obviously, I didn't know he was going to go and throw up 101, which makes me feel a little better because I don't think I was reaching that today. But, the whole time, last I looked when he was at 95, and I'm like, I'm not even going to check the thing anymore. And I hope, if it can be in that area, I thought that there was a possibility that I could run into him and get right there with him, but then he kicked it up a notch. But, it just wasn't the day for me today, and a lot of things needed to go right that didn't. But, nonetheless, I had a good time, and we'll get back after it on the next one.
Yeah, man. Jeremy, we'll talk to you before we let you go, but, I mean, you have a great support staff, great support family, friends. I'm sure this is your chance to thank them. Your sponsors, whoever you want to, man, and just again go into your journey, man. I mean, this is time to reflect.
Yeah, I mean, throughout this whole thing from day one, my friends, my family. I mean, right now I have a living room full of family that are watching the show on the TV right now. They're all here to support me, and it's very cool. My mom and dad are watching up north right now. Sister, brother, everybody's been very supportive. Guys at work, friends, everything. It's been an amazing run. I left the water disappointed today, and I kind of, had time to think about it and mellow out now. And, to put up that amount of fish in a northern lake and even make a run with Florida guys or Texas guys,
it's amazing.
I tried to do my best to make Michigan shine, and
you did.
I come up a little short today, but we got the fish up here, and weather hit me, and I ran out of time, but I had a pretty darn good run up here.
Hey, there's a reason why I'm coming to Michigan first, and I mean that.
Yeah,
I'm serious. I mean, I'm so excited to come fish with you guys up there. I mean, it's amazing.
Right.
Hey, I'll tell you, Jeremy. You didn't take first place, but you did get 2 first. First of all, you're the first guy from Michigan taking home one of the big trophies with KBBT. Second of all, you're the first ever KBBT person to have a full-on suite to be chosen as the champion.
I appreciate that. It didn't work out this time, but it was a pretty cool gesture anyway.
It's okay, man. But listen, your accomplishments in fishing, Jeremy, your accomplishments in fishing has been very well noted. You've made a name for yourself, and there's no doubt. And I would keep an eye out on that top 50 list, man. When it comes out here come Monday, man. I think you're going to see.
That'd be overwhelming.
I think you're going to see your name, my friend. Yeah, man. I mean, dude. You have so much to be proud of. I know you're a humble guy, but you know what, man? You got to give credit where credit's due. And brother, I mean, my hat's off to you, man. You showcase Michigan. Nothing to be ashamed of, man. Dude, putting up 95, 97 inches. Consistently 100 inches of smallmouth, dude. Come on, man. On tournament day, it's incredible. It's incredible, man. It's incredible. So,
well, I appreciate it. I appreciate everything you guys have done throughout this tournament, the support you've given us, as anglers, and it's been a cool ride. Like I said, and this KBBT thing is awesome, man. I'm in. I'm invested.
Awesome.
And one of the coolest things I've done.
Cool.
Well,
sure. we love doing it, man. We just love taking, just watching the ride, man. I mean, this is what's so cool, man. Man,
it's been an honor to broadcast you.
Definitely.
I appreciate it, Marcus. The first couple of weeks, I couldn't get no love for Marcus. I was wondering. I'm like, I got to show this guy that I can do something here. And luckily, he came around. But
yeah, he's prejudiced for big fish, man, or big bags.
Right?
if you're not putting up big bags, man, he has nothing to do with you. He's like 72 inches, man. Nah, I'm not interested.
Jeremy Baker was the first person I called the first time I did the Sunday broadcast.
Yeah.
I just want that to be known. I called Jeremy
Very
Baker
true.
first, and he didn't answer.
Yeah, man.
There were when this bracket kicked off and I saw the 128, there were two guys from Michigan that I called out. And I said, you watch out for Eric Polens to make
Yep,
a name for
he
himself.
sure did.
And you watch
Yep.
out for Jeremy Baker.
He did.
And Jeremy, you took the torch from John Pepin and you carried it all the way to the championship. And there is nothing to not be happy about.
Right.
You ran into, I mean, we say it over and over again, but I'd say 101.25 is the most buzzsaw-esque. And you kind of ran into that today. And you went out and you grinded and you did what champions do. Even though that you didn't get it all the way and you didn't take home that trophy, you went out there and you figured out your water and you ended up finding them fish. And you did what you had to do to put up a decent limit today and to represent yourself and the great angler that you are. And like Greg said, when the list comes out on Monday, if your name's not up there, you're pretty daggone close, buddy. So it's been a treat. I'll get to see you throughout the rest of the year with Mayo, but
I'll be there.
everybody, you know, Jeremy's had a great start to the year. He had a Lake St. Clair second finish on that in his first, I think it was one of his first live tournaments of the year, other than the Invitational down in Florida, and then he came out second here at the KBBT Championship for May. So everybody, look out for Jeremy Baker. He's here to stay, and he's a force to be reckoned with. Jeremy, awesome run, brother.
Appreciate it, Todd.
Just one last thing I do want to say, just to prove how much love I do have for Jeremy Baker, I hereby send an offer to Mr. Pepin for me to help him with broadcasting throughout his regional events, just so I can keep broadcasting these northern guys.
There you go.
So I
gosh.
hereby extend that offer.
Oh, man. Well, Jeremy,
Hey, but Mark, does he get an offer to join Team Coates?
He's already on it.
He's already on Team Coates. He's already on it. That's right.
You gotta look at my Facebook feed. I'm already sending him a shirt.
That's funny. I do want to
Team
say
Coates first back 2020.
I want to congratulate you, Doug. You had a heck of a day today and a heck of a tournament, man. So I just want to send you my congratulations and great job, man. We got a worthy champion, and I was proud to fish against you, buddy.
Yeah, no, appreciate it. No, you pushed me. There's no question.
Yeah, you made him fish a chatterbait, Jeremy.
Appreciate the heck out of you. Great day. Absolutely great tournament.
Well, Jeremy, we're going to let you go, man. We're going to spend time with Doug, but congratulations, buddy. And I'm looking forward to seeing you, man. Hopefully we can see you up there.
Thanks, guys.
All right,
Have
buddy.
a good night.
Take care.
See ya.
Doug freaking Wilson.
Yeah, there you go.
The champ is
The
here.
champ. Doug, congratulations, brother.
Underdog.
Underdog, listen. I'll be the first one to tell you I'm sorry. These guys won't tell you they're sorry. I'm sorry. I never doubted you 1 second. It was peer pressure. They told me to pick Jeremy, and they peer pressured me to pick. No, I'm playing.
I gotta get out of my truck. It's getting deep.
No,
Doug,
seriously.
I want to say, like I told you when I made my pick, I am 100% happy eating my crow because that was the hardest pick I have had to make in my entirety with the KBBT. But I'm not sorry I chose Baker because I think the fact that we all chose Baker made you fish as hard as you did.
No, without a doubt. Todd and I he kind of almost apologized to me there early in the week. Like, I'm sorry, man, that I didn't pick you. And I said, man, I'd have picked them. So I mean, you know, that's the numbers that guy's been putting up.
Yeah, I mean, he's had
incredible.
He had a real. I mean, look, he's been averaging.
Even on smallmouth.
I know.
Those are just crazy numbers.
You know this. I mean, you saw it: 100, 97, 96, 95, 97, and he had 84 today. But I mean, even so, even if he had an average day, I don't think he still would have. He still would have beaten you. I mean, you put up. Remember, we talked about 200s, man. 100 is going to win it, and 101, like we talked about, was going to win it. You did 101.25. You nailed that number, man. And Todd was pretty dead on, man. He said if you put up a 22 and he puts up a 19 and a half, that's what's going to happen. He says, if Jeremy puts up a 19 and a half, you're going to come back with a 22 and a quarter. You nailed those numbers. I mean, you, Bo, and Jeremy nailed those numbers. You just put basically a nail in his coffin when you put up the other 22. And, man, I'm telling you, I think that really just changed his game plan. And, I mean, look, the fish didn't cooperate. The weather doesn't cooperate. It just goes to show you how hard this bracket really is, because there's so many things outside your control. Doug, you know this, man. You advanced with 57 inches. You know, you were fortunate. Yeah, 58 and a quarter. You were fortunate to go against William Brewer, who put up 54 inches that day. You got to have luck on your side, and everything has got to just match. And, man, I'll tell you what, that's what makes a champion. It's just things have to go your way sometimes, you know?
Yeah, no, it does. I mean, I've been very, very fortunate. Again, bad decisions. I should have got off that lake. The last fish I think I caught on that day with the 57 or the 58, all three nice fish. But I mean, that was like 8:30 or 7:30, 7:30, I think. Man, I should have been out of there at 9 o'clock.
Right.
I mean, I could see the weather wasn't going to move in on a guy. Out to the big lake and see what you can put together. Again, this whole deal just drives you to go back, have a look. I mean, even if I didn't advance, I was going to go back and have a look, and how do you make those better decisions? Because again, on an online deal, so I don't make a real good decision today, there's always tomorrow.
Yes, sir. I do have to ask you this question. Now, you've been fishing for quite some time. And be honest with us, okay? Has this format made you a better angler?
Oh, like I say, immeasurably. Because the whole decision-making process.
Yeah.
What you do when things aren't quite going your way. The only way to, again, unfortunately, we're human beings. The only way we learn is by making mistakes. And trust me, I've made more than my share. But all that being said, that's how you get better at what you do.
Sure.
And no, without a doubt. I mean, I've absolutely just enjoyed this whole deal. I mean, it is a grind without a doubt. But that's kind of what makes it a little fun too. At the end of the day, you put whether you win or lose, you may not feel real good, and I'm sure Jeremy's not feeling real good right now, but he'll wake up tomorrow going, man, I'm a whole lot smarter, a whole lot better angler for going through this than not. And that's kind of, Todd and I talked about this last night. He said, hey, man, how about winning? It really doesn't matter. I've already won because I've learned so much about how to make good decisions when a guy's out there fishing competitively.
Yeah.
I mean, we all want to do well at this. Fishing is fishing. There's nothing we can do about the weather, all of those other variables, but we can make good decisions, and we can give ourselves the best chance that we can on that day. And again, online stuff doesn't necessarily, you got to make decisions, but it's like I said, there's always tomorrow. Mm-hmm. It's kind of fairly relaxed kind of situation. So
right. Yeah, I mean,
go ahead, Greg.
No. I was to say, I mean, even in the live events, guys. I mean, like I noticed today, the live events. Once somebody sets the pace early, and somebody did today, there was like 3 or 4 guys setting the pace. It seemed like, around 11 o'clock, when the bites just wasn't happening. I mean, some of the guys were just going straight to the ramp. I mean, they just knew that the bite was off. And most of them just like, you know what, dude, I'm done. I'm out of here. The tide's just like, whatever the excuses were. A lot of guys, I see them just pack up their stuff and go. Man, I'll tell you what, not in this format, man, because anything can happen. You know what I mean? I mean, people are fishing to the very last minute, man. Every second counts. It's just different, man. As I said, that's why I enjoy it, man. It's
I had lines in all the way to 4 o'clock every match that I've had.
Yeah.
Again, I don't pay attention to the guys on the scoreboard.
Right.
I'm going to go put my absolute best effort on the table every time I go out there. Even on the 3 fish that I caught that one day, my lines were in till 4 o'clock. I mean, I was grinding and digging, trying to figure out where did those fish go. I did finally find them, by the way. Not that day.
Yeah, you sure did.
Took me another day to go figure out where they were. But again, that's kind of, you go home and what did I do wrong here? Well, you made a bad decision staying. But the other side is what happened to the fish?
Yeah.
And that's kind of the online side of it too.
Yeah.
Is that, like I say, you go home, or even like I said, I'll stay out from 6 o'clock till the sun goes down.
Right.
And I will, if the morning bite if I didn't get it figured out on the morning bite, I guarantee you by the time the sun sets, I probably got it figured out. Not always, but.
So in the future, is Doug Wilson? We asked Conrad this. Is Doug Wilson going to dabble in the live tournament event sometime in the future?
On the local stuff, yeah. It's. And again, I think, Todd and I kind of yacked about it. The odds are kind of stacked against you a little bit. I mean, I don't have a big network of guys and again, I'm not going to get in and start a whole can of worms on this deal. Because I don't want the KBN guys crying.
No, tell me about it.
Livewire has its own little deal, just like online and the water. Anybody that doesn't kind of recognize that, sorry. I mean, I do fine. I don't mind doing the local stuff here on local water with guys that you're kind of fishing with and buddies with. But you get down on a KBF national championship with 700 kayaks in the water.
That's tough.
I don't know. I mean,
that's tough.
The dollars that it would cost, and I think I went through it. I had no intention on going this year. Didn't even bother going to the 10 Invitational, and that's water out in my backyard. It's too doggone expensive. I felt to be competitive at the national championship with KBF, it was going to cost me $10,000.
Wow.
Yeah, because I was going to have to go up 2 or 3 times, and Gunnersville's not that far up the road from us. But by the time you're going to have to run it with a power boat because it's too much water.
Yeah.
And that's kind of, again, you can bitch about online and water, but that's where a lot of the issue, I think, kind of comes down, is that the live stuff is too much water.
Mm-hmm.
In my mind, I mean, I live in a community that has 500 lakes. I'm not probably ever going to fish every one of them. I sure like to. And every one of them will be a unique experience and awesome to kayak fish.
Yeah.
Powerboat fish, well, I mean, take it out to Toho and Kissimmee. Knock yourself out.
Right. Yeah. No, yeah, I mean, as I said, you're right. It can get expensive, and as I said, I think we are trying to do everything we can to kind of prevent that. As I said, I mean, look, $20 membership at KBBT, and at most $50 into a pot of a bunch of guys, and just have a good old time, man. And the experience is priceless, the exposure is priceless, and the thrill of victory is priceless. So it's awesome.
Yes.
Doug, I just want to ask you, did you catch enough fish today that you feel like you're going to struggle next weekend?
Well, I'm back to fishing Tenorock. I love the water in Tenorock. I'm going to go back to Tenorock. I really felt to be competitive in this one-on-one deal that I had to fish Cannonsville. Partly because Tenorock, when this thing first started going, they closed it. So didn't have much choice there. But I always felt that I, had a shot at a hundo out there. A team event is it's a little bit more fun. I'm not probably going to take it as seriously as I did as the one-on-one stuff.
That's what I like. That's what I like.
That being said, I'm still pretty freaking competitive. So don't take us not seriously. But Tenorock's a fun fishery. I mean, it is. Greg, when you get down here, put that on your hit list to come over and fish Tanner Rock. Forget about.
I'm going where you guys tell me to.
And yes, it's got big fish and so on and so forth. So does Tanner Rock. But the experience you'll get at Tanner Rock, as opposed to going out and fishing, I don't care, Fellsmere or Cannonsville or any of these big old grass lakes,
Sycamore.
You're going to have 10 times more fun over at Tanner Rock. I guarantee it. It's just an awesome fishery. But because it was closed, I just didn't feel comfortable. There's lakes that'll put a hundo up there, but I just didn't feel comfortable that it was there for me at this time of year.
Doug, I have to tell you, man, that KBBT catch board with your rod was awfully sexy, man. They look really good, man. That's good work, man.
I need a KBBT rod. I'm
telling you, that looked pretty sweet, my friend.
Yeah, no, I fished with that most of the day.
Well, that was it. I'm claiming that was your good luck charm, man. The KBBT 8-foot punching rod definitely did the trick.
Yeah, no, without a doubt.
I think the good luck charm was Greg picking you.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, that'd be it.
Hey, if I can get into my forte, I just ran numbers after your update, Doug. You ready?
Go ahead. I know you love numbers.
You actually bumped your average significantly up. Your average for the tournament through 7 head-to-head events, you got up to 89.86 inches for your average. Right, basically, you can call that 90 inches all day long. So very impressive. I mean, your big bags of 101 1/4, and you showed out in championship Saturday. That, with all the nerves that you have going on, and to show up on championship day and to put up your best bag of the event, that's
huge.
It's huge. And that's exactly what a champion does, Doug. And when you said last week, when we announced that you're going to be in the championship, and you said multiple times, I'm not worthy, I don't feel like I deserve to be here. Well, now you're the champion. You deserve to be here. And you did well. You had, like I said, 101 1/4. You had a 98, a 98, a 93.75. Come on, brother. I mean, the numbers say that you were meant to be here. And congratulations on winning. Congratulations on keeping an even head, too. That was huge. You went out there. I talked to you yesterday, and you were relaxed. We were talking about work. We were talking about all these different things. And you're just like, I'm just going to get up at 2 o'clock in the morning, 2:30, and I'm going to do my thing. And you went out there and you did it, and it was awesome to see. And then I said, yesterday, who's going to be able to take these blows, and who's going to be able to keep their head straight? And I'm not saying Jeremy didn't, but when you put up that 22 1/4 like I called, and then Jeremy put up his 19 1/2, but then you came back and put another 22 1/4 and a 20.75, and I don't know what your last call was, but my God, dude, when you have 3 fish of 20 plus, it's your day, man, and you did it. And congratulations on being the second champion of KBBT, and Florida once again holds the trophy. So you, Doug Wilson, and Conrad Benetti are both champions out of the state of Florida. Congratulations.
No, appreciate it, guys. And it was an interesting day. Most of my big bags Tuesday, 108, pretty much all came off the punch bite. 122 came off the punch bite. Everything else was either off a chatterbait or a swim bait today, which was kind of interesting. There was no bite other than that 122 in the mats. That was it.
Wow.
Place I went to with the 24 that I wanted to start, that I banged on the 22 close. I got bumped once in that mat today.
Wow.
Bumped. Picked up, dropped immediately. That bite was not there today. It absolutely, and then to add to the frustration of that, I got the 22, all real good. And then a guy shows up 4 guys in a power boat show up and start fishing ahead of me. And there's that like a 200 foot of mat that I want to fish that's a little kind of nice deep water, and so they get to it before I get it. Didn't matter, there was no bite in it anyway. And then 2 kayak guys show up, and then this powerboat guy, again, different guy, follows me around all day. There was only probably 8 guys out on the lake, and I had 6 of them just crawling all over me.
That's so frustrating, man. You gotta keep your head, man. I know that's hard, man. I mean, it happened to me several times in live events. I mean, I can't. You got to keep a level head. I try, but like you spend all that time pre-fishing, you find the spot, and then they're right on top of you, and you're just like, come on, man. You know what I mean? So it is what it is.
Hey, Doug, if I can say about your competitor, even though he's not here, I gave you your numbers, but I don't know if you had any final words for Jeremy, but. He put up 78.5, then he did 99.25, 95, 96, 100, 97, and 84. For his average bag was 92.82. That was a treat as well, and to go out there and to beat that, man, that makes your winning it. That makes your championship have to taste that much sweeter to take down, arguably one of the top averages that we've ever had in KBBT.
Well, again, most consistent guy. I mean, the only guy that was really that was stacking numbers like that was Rodney Kennan in our first one, and I mean, he was just 95, 96, 97, 98. I mean, he was just knocking it down every week. That's impressive. I mean, I don't care smallmouth or largemouth or whatever. When you can consistently put those numbers up off your body of water. And again, he's making good decisions. Like I said, he pushed me hard to get out there, and probably, like I said, I'm not a chatterbait guy, but I'm having to kind of.
You were dogging on the chatterbait.
What am I going to do here today? That's going to get me, because again, I know those fish are there, but how am I going to get them? And to me, like a giant grass mat is not something that you throw a chatterbait around, or I mean the swim bait. There's spots here and there, but like I said, to me, I look at a grass mat and I say, tie on the tungsten and let's go pound it. So he, like I said, that man pushed me to do a whole lot better than probably the day. Had I gone out and just punched it like I did on the day I caught the 3, that's all I'd have probably got today. Was 3 fish.
Wow, that speaks volumes.
That's how bad the bite was in the mats.
Yeah, that speaks volumes, man. Again, that's just the nature of this competition. It pushes you, like Jordan Westerman was talking about that, last week about, from Iowa, about how he changed his whole entire style, made him a much better rounded fisherman because he had to. You know what I mean? It's just awesome, man. I love it.
Yeah, no, like I said, I'm sure Jeremy's in the same boat. Like I said, I can't thank him enough, and every other guy that I've come up against. Like I say, every one of them has pushed me to do better. And again, I mean, just Jason Denise certainly did. I mean, I was terrified of the guy. Here's Conrad's buddy, and I'm going to go up against this cat, John Fox. I mean, here's the guy that won the TBF. Holding up a check for $30,000.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, I want to come out and fish the same water as you. I mean, he scared the hell out of me. But I love the guy. I mean, a hell of a stick. I'm glad I did it, and I'd do it again in a heartbeat. All of the guys. Dustin Arms, again, had a bad day, but a heck of a stick. He kind of says, "Yeah, I didn't fish clean today." I think Todd and I were talking about this last night. 50%'s clean to me.
Oh, that's funny, man.
But
thank goodness we have a lot of fish in Florida.
But Doug, as you were running down your field there of who you'd beat, man, let's just go over that gauntlet one last time, man. You went through Jason Denise out of Florida. You went through John Fox out of Florida, You went through Mr. William Brewer out of Virginia.
Yeah.
You went through Dustin Arms out of Tennessee. You went through Torrey Webb out of Virginia. You went through Silas Garrett out of Texas. And then you beat Jeremy Baker out of Michigan, brother. That, I don't know if there's a tougher gauntlet that's been gone through. That is awesome.
And to be fair, man, look, that was the East bracket. We thought the South and West, the South and North brackets were going to be by far the hardest brackets. We thought the winners were going to come out of that. Boy, you flipped this whole bracket around.
Well, again, guys, we're going to qualify it a little bit. Kenansville isn't just an exceptional fishery. Those
you
guys,
have to catch them.
To some extent,
you have to catch them.
Yes, guy still got to put his day together, but you got to be somewhere where, again, like I said, the reason I didn't fish Tanner Rock because I didn't feel comfortable that there was 100 inches there to be had. Yes, and again, I don't care if guys out live wire fishing. You've got to be comfortable with the water that you're fishing, that you can win a tournament on it. That's kind of long and short of it. I'm blessed to be, a couple hours down the road from some of the best fisheries in the country. I've got one a half hour down the road from me. When it's on, it's just unbelievable. And then Felsmer, again, I hate the place. I've not ever caught anything out there. That's just, but I'm sure when it gets opened up and I don't have to paddle for 4 hours to get on fish. Kenansville, I don't really like fishing it, and I won't fish it probably for the rest of the year now because it takes me an hour and a half to get on fish.
Wow.
And again, at 63 years old, I'm kind of getting tired of an hour and a half paddle out through grass to get on fish.
So we're going to leave you with this, Doug. Conrad Benetti was the first champion at KBBT, and I'm sure he's going to come to you and say, look, man, there's 2 Florida guys, but I was the first.
Yeah.
But here's what you tell him. I'm the one who put up 101 in 0.25 inches when it mattered, and he put up 97. So you beat him on championship day. And you didn't have to come back. You led wire to wire, man.
So Doug, now the key is qualifying for next year's KBBT National Championship, and that is going to be amazing.
Yeah, no, without a doubt. And again, it's everybody. That's the most interesting thing. Again, you can look at my run through this. Anybody that doesn't think they have a shot at winning a tournament, have a look at what again. Yeah, there were some good guys I went through without a doubt. Just a little bit of luck. It's fishing. Get on the right fish. The guy that you're fishing against runs into a little bit of bad weather. Maybe his bite shuts down. A million things can kind of happen. And all of a sudden now you're a champion. Lots of guys with sponsorship out of 128 guys. I'm one of those guys that has 0 sponsorship.
Yeah.
Other than my wife, who kind of puts up with me, but most of us have those. But that speaks volumes all unto itself, because that's a lot of the stuff that guys just get so frustrated with. Even why we split Florida out as its own region, because guys get so frustrated about not having a fair shot. And I think that what KBBT does. Just look at it. Like I said, why am I here? Because I had a fair shot. And the stars kind of aligned, and it can happen to anybody.
That's right.
As long as you work hard and you put your numbers up as best you can, you've got a legitimate shot to be a champion in KBBT. You can't say that about a lot of other series. You've got to have a lot of other things going your way, a lot of dollars in your pocket, a lot of sponsorship going your way. We can go on and on. Todd and I talked about a lot of that stuff last night. But it's not, the odds are stacked against you, going to a lot of these other deals. this is all up on a guy's back. If you work really hard at this, you have a legitimate shot to be a champion, without a doubt.
You do, and you proved that quite well, Doug. Well, Doug, congratulations, buddy. Great job. I mean, look, unbelievable. And what you did, you finished strong like a champion. Get some rest tonight, lay your head back, and just say, you know what, man, I did it. Just drink a cold one. You're a champion, man. It's amazing.
That didn't sunk in yet, so
it will. It will, brother. Listen, we're gonna get you back to your family, man. Congratulations again, brother.
Yeah, congratulations, dude. I mean, rock solid performance. Second bracket, you took home a trophy. The only thing standing in your way to take home another trophy in the team's bracket is me. I'm already a little bit shook up. So, dude, you're a great fisherman. You deserve to be here more than anybody else. You are now on the podium, and from this moment on, you're the next guy to knock off. Conrad was the first one. Now you're the guy that everyone's gunning for. So I know you're welcoming that with open arms because of your competitive nature, but welcome to the podium, my friend, and I look forward to sending that trophy out next week.
Yeah, right on. No, appreciate it. Really, like coming from you, I really, all you guys, like I say, can't thank you enough for everything you do, and it means the world to me. That the things that you guys are saying, it really means the world to me.
Well, thank you, Doug. We appreciate it, man. It's an honor to have you as a champion, and we'll see you soon, man.
Absolutely.
All right, buddy.
We'll go get to Rock.
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
Right on.
Take care, brother.
Thanks, guys.
Later, buddy.
Doug Wilson, the champion, KBBT, May bracket of 128. Guys, we're done, man. That's it. We've got quite a few things coming up down the pike. The team tournament starts next week. We've got the regionals that are coming up here very soon in July 11th for most of the regions. We also have the All-Star event in Guntersville, the Guntersville Showdown, October 4th through 8th. We're going to be doing a KBBT bracket-style tournament within a tournament, basically. You can see, you can register on Tourney X. It's already ready to go. But yeah, man, what a Final Four. Doug Wilson, Silas Garrett, Jeremy Baker, Jordan Westerman was our Final Four. Doug Wilson, Jeremy Baker was the championship match. And the champion is indeed Doug Wilson. Congratulations. What a championship. What a bracket, man. I don't think anybody's handled a 128-man bracket in fishing. I'll be honest with you, I think we're the first to do it. I think we did it the best we could. We have great support. Heard a lot of great feedback. Talking to some anglers today that were on the water. They follow what's going on, man. Dude, we're making waves, man. We're kind of changing things. It's just awesome. Had a real good talk with Chad Hoover, man. He appreciated everything we're doing. He's supportive about it. He just wants us to grow the sport, whatever it takes to grow it. Again, we had really good conversations about where bass fishing, kayak bass fishing is going. Some I agree with, some I don't agree with, but we're just going to do our own thing, man. And that's just what I learned from this whole thing. Had a really good conversation with him, but KBF is not brackets, and they don't do things that we do, and Hobie doesn't do what we do, and Bass doesn't do what we do, and they all do all things different. So I think the sport's in a really good place, man. There's so many options to do things, and we're just going to concentrate on our group. The team challenges, and the individual events and the national championship, and man, we're just going to take this thing on and do whatever we can, man. And just the ultimate goal is to bring out the best out of an angler, to focus on the angler, and get back to grassroots, man. And I think that we're doing it.
Absolutely. And now, after broadcasting 128 guys, we get a week break and pick it up back again on Friday with a captain's meeting before the team's event. But at least we get a week break in between things.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, boys, I might be seeing you guys both tomorrow. I know we're trying to do this. Todd's actually in Tennessee right now.
I'm in Murfreesboro right now.
Yeah, and Marcus, I'll see you in Nashville, buddy.
Right on, brother.
Guys, thank you guys for joining. man, what? Thank you guys for your support. We love you to death. We really do, and we just can't do this without y'all and the love and the messages and all that stuff, man. Keep supporting us. We're doing everything we can to get this sport to a good level, man. And as I said, we couldn't do it without y'all. So take care, guys. Good night. We're out of here. Congratulations, Doug Wilson, Jeremy Baker. You put on a great show, man. Head held high, and man, that's just competition. Somebody has to win, somebody has to lose. But
one last thing. Everybody had tons of people asking, man, hey, Todd, how can I get in the next one, the next one, the next one? There isn't really a next one for the national level bracket, but there is the regional brackets. And you guys can go on KBBT's page. You can find your bracket based off of your state. You can sign up for a qualifying bracket to get to the national championship. And, guys, you're not going to want to miss it. You're going to want to be there. You're going to want to be one of the names that are in that 64-man or angler women bracket next year, because it is going to be some nice cash, and it's going to be a lot of viewership, and it's going to be a treat. So, guys, go sign up for that stuff. It's live, and things are starting on July 11th for most of these regions. So. That's where you can go find that at.
Guys, we have a bunch of live events going on tomorrow. Hey, we're crossing our fingers, rooting for our KBBT guys to show up in the live events. Hopefully, it'll pull out some wins for us, man. It'd be awesome to see our guys win some live events. So, guys, we're out of here. Have a great night. We'll see you.